Cancer Collective, who are subscribers here at Broad Coven. Thank you so much for your support. I am here to deliver on my promise and to give you all a once in a blue moon wild card read straight from the hip with lots of lip. I'm going to give it to you straight up today. I'm going to give it to you very direct, but I'm also going to give it with a lot of love, as I do everything here. And sometimes love requires straight talk. This message coming in for you very strongly, Cancer Collective. We're going to be looking at the period that is beginning now and will lead up to the new moon on October 14th, okay? So you're not being denied anything. As far as getting a little bit later of a reading, everything happens in proper timing. I feel like you had a lot of stuff to sort through, Cancer. There was a lot of old cycles you were closing. I feel like you have a clean template right now. Some of you may also be doing, ooh, I got a lot of sentience. Some of you may be doing a real deep cleaning of your home. And as you're cleaning your home, you're coming across all of these things that you've held on to. And you're realizing that all of these things, these mementos of the past, they have like an energetic charge to them. It's almost like having this effect of putting sort of like a veil over your consciousness. It's like superimposing an old energy that is ready to be shed over your current vision. This is really blocking your ability to see the point of creative power that you're in right now. So I feel like you're letting things go, but you're thinking of ways to repurpose these things, you know? You're not necessarily thinking of throwing these things away, but maybe gifting them and paying them forward to somebody that can actually benefit from these items that won't have the negative association with them. Some of these items you're breaking and you're repurposing and you're making them into art. Some of you may be doing this with things like pottery or maybe flatware, you know, maybe plates, you know, dishes, things along these lines, stuff that, you know, old bottles from times when you know, broke bread with somebody and maybe you've been hanging on to like old bottles just for nostalgia's sake. There's something about this, taking what was broken or what was shattered, bringing it back together in a new way and making it something beautiful that almost stands as a testimony that, yes, though I went through difficult times, these things didn't break me. I feel like now would be a really good time for you to do like a real deep spiritual cleansing of your home. Don't look at it just as I'm cleaning my home environment, but also I'm cleaning my consciousness. I'm cleaning my energy. I'm cleaning my manifestation portal for me to bring something new into being. Don't let any of this old energy cloud you. I feel like it's important for you to pay special attention to cobwebs. Notice where the cobwebs are in your home. Notice what direction they're in, and be mindful of the directional elemental quality. Like when we look at the north, we have the earth element, and earth element is really associated with your ability to receive the abundance from the earth, financial abundance, making sure your family has stability, that they're fed, that all of your material needs are met, feeling supported, feeling a sense of community. When we're looking at the east, we're looking at inspiration, you know, fresh thought, clear consciousness. And I have a piece I need to bring in for you all around that, okay, because it came in very strongly for you. When we're looking at the south, we're looking at passion, purpose, drive, ambition, sensuality, and really owning that in a very empowered way, okay? And when we're looking at west, we are looking at the waters, the nurturing waters, the waters of the deepest well, the waters that run so deep, the waters that run through you, that run through every living thing in existence, the waters that carved a way through the Grand Canyon. The emotional waters, the intuitive waters, the inexhaustible Ace of Cups that overflows, nourishes everything into fruition. But first it has to pour into a clear, clean vessel, which is you. And then we're looking at directionally upward, we're looking at Akasha, ether, and opening the way to that inspiration without losing your footing by being mindful of terra firma, the ground beneath your feet. Elements are very important for you right now. I hope that you're going to take part in the Panchakarma that we got going on here. Do be aware that I will be posting the links to the free course, the Vata course and the Grace and Crisis course that will be directing our Panchakarma experience over the next 6 weeks that will kick off on Wednesday. I'm going to pin it in the comments for you, okay? I think it would be really valuable for you. We're going to have twice weekly lives here. Those will be happening on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And it's my goal. They may have to change, time. I'll give advance notice in that case. But sometimes just because of my client load or unexpected things that may transpire, I might have to shift the time. But I can tell you for this week, coming up next week, it will be 11:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that will be happening on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then I'm going to do the same time, 11:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, over on my Cobra's Medicine Bag YouTube, which you can find just by scrolling down the homepage here at Broad Coven. I'm going to be doing a special live for those who have body image issues or trauma around their bodies, or who deal with eating disorder or have a history of eating disorder and they're in recovery, just to bring a little bit of intuitive eating counseling support in for working with this Panchakarma material. So I just want to bring that in. I feel like this is something that would be really helpful for you right now, Cancer. So I do hope you'll take me up on that offer. It's absolutely free, and it's a real beautiful community building experience. So I want you to be able to take part in that. And Cancer is associated with the mother, and so we really build toward that mother energy in Panchakarma. In fact, the final week of Panchakarma is really about that nurturing quality, bringing in that essence. I feel like you need that nurturing quality right now. And I see where you really need the nurturing is just in your ability to understand that you are the creator and you can weave a new dream. And I'm saying that because I'm noticing right outside the window here, there's a spider, and it's right at the starting point. It hasn't even started its web weaving yet. All the old webs, all the old like flies and pests and everything that were caught up in the web before 8/22 have been cleared out. You've got a clean template before you. And you may not realize it right now. I feel like you still have a little bit of cobwebs to clear out of your consciousness. It's like there's just a little bit of the old energy that's lingering in your mindset that's preventing you from seeing just what a powerful position you are in to create your life brand new and how beautiful that is. Okay, so there's something you're not seeing yet. I got coming in for you before I ever even like really dropped into your energy that you would really benefit not only from doing the intentional house cleaning like I was talking about, and then the repurposing of things that you need to release because you just feel like the energetic charge is just not in alignment. You could even look at like Kondo's principles with that. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she believes that if it doesn't spark joy, then you should get rid of it. There's no reason to hang on to it unless it sparks joy. And this can be a real cathartic process. Also, as you're cleaning your home, are your closets, jam-packed full of stuff? Do you have a lot of, dust hanging around? Like all of these things are sort of symbolic of what's going on in your life. Like where are things kind of dusty, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, or in your life, where are you hanging on to too much stuff? You'd be amazed as you start to shift your physical environment with cleaning, how much is going to change just your entire experience, how you're feeling, even how you're looking. It can change your appearance. It's amazing what happens. So alchemy begins at home, okay? Alchemy begins at home, big like kitchen witching energy, really invoking that energy of like the cottage witch. I got this coming forward, She's gotten a bad rap, okay? And I'm here to kind of like speak to this a little bit. I mean, I don't really identify with that path anymore because I'm working more with my own magics of my bloodline, and for me, it's all about on the sorcery tip, okay? My wizardry, all right? I'm really vibing with that right now, and I'm also vibing with just bringing a little bit of spiritedness into it because I've dealt with a lot of people who abuse magic. You know, they don't understand the responsibility that comes with wielding power. I feel like for me to bring this forward in one way, shape, or another, you have been dealing with issues of power in your life. You've been learning about how to wield power wisely. Maybe there has also been some corrective measures that have been taken regarding abusing power in the past or having somebody abuse their power over you. I think that you've been bringing these things into balance, and it was 11:22 on the clock when I said that. So absolutely, I feel like you're learning lessons, and because you're learning lessons, you're having a clean slate. It's sort of like, I just got to get out of jail free card, okay? And so you want to make good use of that because it really allows you to build something of substance moving forward that comes from a place of holding your balance in power, you know? Holding your balance in power. You are only going to hold power as much as you are in balance. This piece, very important. Like, it's all about the vessel, you know? The vessel has to be clear. I feel like you got some fogginess in your consciousness. I'm picking this up. Like, and in fact, I kind of like almost as using me as a template. I feel like I need to clear your energy there, right? I'm bringing in some Palo Santo. If you can get your hands on some Palo Santo, it can be a really nice ally for you to work with, just to kind of like keep your energy clear. Some smoke cleansing, okay? I'm just going to send a little bit of that over your way, Cancer, and I'm also just like symbolically, I'm clearing out your third eye crown. Third eye crown, really affected. It's like, I feel like there's still some stuff that needs to be cleared out here. I think you've taken on outside projections too much. You might also still be like looking at your reality through the eyes of the past. It's sort of like the past is being superimposed on the present, and this needs to be cleared out. But there's a really good method you can use that's very practical for like snapping you out of it. And this is what came in for you, and that is the Wim Hof method. Okay, so I'll put a link to some resources for that for you as well after we get through the live airing. I mean, this is pre-recorded, but I'm gonna have the live chat up for you all. Okay, so I'll take note and I'll make sure to put all the resources I talk about in this read for you pinned in the comments. Okay, this is going to be important. This involves, you know, a cold rinse in the shower. All right, it does amazing things for your physiology, but what it does mentally is so valuable. It just really brings you into the present, and it helps clear out a lot of like mental congestion, mental confusion. It like wakes you up, and I feel like you need a little bit of this energy right now. Look at this bottom of the deck energy, Queen of Swords. Okay, Queen of Swords speaks the truth. Queen of Swords understands when certain things need to be cut off. Queen of Swords knows how to take a stand, how to defend her turf. I feel like you need to get better with boundaries. This is coming in very strongly. And it says here, ritual and ceremony can acquire all the treasures of heaven and earth, right? So I do feel like there is this piece. Look at this. The sword is on fire. It's the flaming sword of truth. That makes me think of Archangel Jophiel. And Archangel Jophiel is known to have this flaming sword of truth and is able to draw down the beauty of the heavens and manifest it on the earthly realm. But I feel like in order for you to do this, you know, you really have to stand in the fire of your truth. This is what's coming forward very strongly. Once you stand in the fire of your truth, then everything's going to be very clear for you. I'm not going to go into detail about that, okay? That what I'm saying there, it's going to mean something different for every one of you, okay? For some of you, this is going to speak very much on an elemental magical level, all right? It's going to be speaking about the south quadrant to you. It's going to be speaking about the east quadrant for you. Some of you, this is speaking, Ted just said yes. For some of you, this is speaking on the level of the medicine wheel, okay? For some of you, this is speaking on a totally different level. It's an actual trial by fire. It's a fire test of truth in a relationship, okay? So I'm not here to define that experience for you. You got the keys. All I'm doing is showing you the doorway or the initiatory gateway that you're meant to walk forward through at this time. And it's up to you to grok that medicine, which, you know, just pay attention to your ancestors. Your blood will tell you what you need to know. Okay, so let's see what's coming in for you. That's my initial download. I'm really vibing off your energy though, Cancer. I have to say it feels good. I feel like you did some work, like clearing out the gross cup. I got to be honest with you. It feels like maybe your Ace of Cups was a little tainted, you know? It had something in it that if you had imbibed it, if you'd taken a certain new beginning, a certain new emotional beginning, maybe it's something that felt really right in your heart at one point, but I think you realize if you would have gone in that direction, it would have been like a poison to you. And there's something here that's been transmuted that allowed you to kind of like dump out the contents of that gross cup and say, you know what, I want something different. I'm ready to start anew. And so I feel like you're at this inception point right now. It's really a beautiful thing. So let's see what's looking to come in. When we're looking at sword energy, you know, we are really looking at inspiration, okay, with that Queen of Swords. Before you can exercise your truth, you need that air element to come in. So pay attention to the wind, you know, pay attention to the breeze. There's this real desire for you to get connected elementally. It's really coming in. You're going to find messages coming in with the breeze, you know, so when you notice the winds pick up, pay attention. You know, those winds are talking to you about changes that are needed in your life. There's some kind of inspiration that's going to be coming in for you, but in order for you to be able to receive the inspiration, you need to get your head clear. And the more you clean your house and the more that you work with the Wim Hof method, which involves pranayama, breath work, but also like these cold rinses, it's going to wake you up, wake you up, wake you up, wake you up. You're going to notice like the fog begins to clear, you know, and get your smoke cleansing on as well. Getting your smoke cleansing on will relieve you of the smoke screen, and then you're going to know exactly what direction you need to head in, all right? Ooh, it's lit up in here today. The energy feels really good. Bottom of the deck, energy, strength. Look at this. You are being lifted up right now. If you were knocked down, you are being lifted up right now. Like your spirit team is front and center. This is especially pertinent if you are on the cusp. If you're a Cancer, Leo cusper, because this is a Leo card. It says loyalty, delivery from those who seek to oppress brings victory. So you may have felt like you were down for the count, but you may be discovering that you have unlikely allies. 1822 on the clock. Yes, the old way has ended. There's been karmic balance. This changes things. It actually puts you into partnership with people that maybe you weren't on the same team before. But now you realize that unified, the energy is stronger. And not only is it stronger, but it's also wiser. It's also appealing, you know. This might be rocking your consciousness a little bit. You might not be the only one that's kind of shocked how there can be such a reconciliation on a deep stratum of being that all the old stuff, all the old beef, all the old drama is just irrelevant. You toss it aside and then you find the way clear. 1919 on the clock, 1010, endings that lead to brand new beginnings and hidden gifts that can't be seen right now. Spiritual gifts, very beautiful message. What's this card here? Ooh, what did we turn around? Six of Cups. No more going to the past, recognizing that what was a soulmate in the past was somebody that was only meant to journey with you for a certain time, for you to learn certain lessons. You're okay releasing this now. In fact, you're kind of pouring these waters upon the past. You're pouring these waters, these healing waters, these cleansing waters, these purifying waters on the past. You might want to do some kind of ritual work, some type of release work that involves symbolically like pouring waters on the land, just looking at allowing that release to happen, like giving over those waters, those nurturing waters. You are a water sign, Cancer. and pouring it on the earth. So, you know, symbolically, new things can come from what is released. It's really a beautiful visualization. You might even want to like get a plant. This is a way you could bring it into your home, get some kind of beautiful house plant that you can, you know, water. I did have bird of paradise came in, which is really interesting. You could even get like a beautiful bouquet that has maybe bird of paradise in it. And you could, you know, have that, you know, keep the water nice and replenished. And then when those flowers are ready to be released, you can leave them as an offering on the earth and pour out that water on the earth. You know, simple little, you know, people always think that you need to do something big, you know, like it kind of makes me laugh. Like people that practice ceremonial magic, things along these lines. It's like, you don't even need it. You know, if your heart is pure, if you're tapped into the energy of love, like you don't need all this wild stuff, you know, you really don't. You can do magic on the fly because magic lives in all of us. Everybody has access to magic and it's in our hearts, you know, and whether that magic comes out purely or whether that magic comes out as a distortion, it all has to do with the heart of the person wielding the magic, you know. I do see there's been some purification here. What you purified yourself of was a feeling of being fallen, a feeling of being humiliated. You realize that as you cleanse yourself of sort of what was holding you back hostage in the past, which is shame you felt, maybe about ways that you had moved, choices you've made, times when you felt like a fool, you know. I feel like you've extended a lot of compassion towards your past self. You've probably been doing a lot of healing work around the little one, around the inner child. And this has really, you know, restored you. It's restored you. This is very beautiful. You've done a lot of release work around the past. And I do feel this has to do around a central figure too, like somebody that you viewed as a soulmate, 22, 33 on the clock. And I think it was hard at points. I think you had resistance. I think there were times when you kind of like got caught up in your own web of illusion, your own web of deceit. You know, sometimes we like to tell ourselves stories. We like to spin false narratives because it feels safer to stay trapped than to move into this total freedom where it's like, oh, I can create anything I want now. I'm not held back by that old identity. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're really in this new space. And I think right now there's still a little fogginess because it's like you're trying to get your sea legs like, okay, where do I go from here? All right. But this is beautiful. Okay. So I want to see what is on the other side, angels, for Cancer Collective in doing this release work, letting go the past and being willing to step into a new cycle, brand new, creating from a new template. Like what is wanting to come in? Give Cancer some guidance. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful energy. This is beautiful. This is just what's up ahead for you on the other side of this. You got your 9 of Cups. God, the kindest giver. Healing, preserves health, cures diseases. So if you've been having any health issues or something's been holding you back, or maybe you've just felt afflicted, you know, afflicted from held over energy from the past that you haven't been able to get to move, like you felt like maybe your road's been blocked. It's been hard for you to manifest success in your life, or just, you know, you feel like it's always been this uphill climb. You've been like Sisyphus, like trying to push that boulder up the hill. You know, you're going to find that you're going to be carried forward. You know, it's going to be a lot easier for you. And where you have been having challenges or things haven't been really thriving, you're going to find a total restoration, you know. And it comes in with such beautiful energy. Yes, I see you're balancing something out here, okay, with the Temperance. And this could be with somebody that you used to be in a committed relationship with. I say that because we have the Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is looking in a different direction, okay? And I see that the Queen of Pentacles is sort of, you know, mindful about this. Queen of Pentacles isn't really looking at the King of Pentacles either. In between them is the 8 of Cups, okay? So what we're looking at is maybe somebody that you used to be in a commitment with, but you're now in a place where you realize that it's time to release this because there's something different there for you, okay? You might have had some resistance around releasing this person that you used to feel very committed with, or maybe you viewed this person as like, this is my person, this is the one that I'm meant to spend my life with, this is the one I'm meant to grow with, this is the one I'm meant to grow old with. You might be seeing that very differently now with the Eight of Cups. You might realize that this isn't where your heart really belongs. Your heart belongs elsewhere, and you're preparing to cleanse yourself of this. And you know, it takes a lot of courage, but through this transformation, there's some consolation that comes forward that helps temper any kind of adversity or challenge or conflict you have around this release. This comes through you having intellectual lucidity. I'm getting this very strongly coming through for the feminine, okay? It's the feminine that is having this aha moment, this moment of clarity that, oh, wait a minute, I've been committed in the wrong direction. I now know where my true commitment lies. I now see things clearly. I get it. I was shadow boxing. It was smoke and mirrors. It was old stuff from the past that I had yet to cleanse. I had yet to purify. I had yet to heal from. But now I'm starting to see things clearly. And I just heard, you know, Johnny Nash, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. So it's like all those obstacles are being moved out of your way, and you're realizing that, wait a minute, my sun is up ahead, you know? I got a bright, bright, sunshiny day ahead of me, and I've been living like there's storm clouds on the horizon, but there's not, you know? It's just about me being willing to finally like let go and say, it's okay. It's okay. Just because one chapter of my life is over, that doesn't mean that there's not beauty up ahead. Maybe the best is yet to come. Okay. So I see that this awareness is coming forward, and you realize that, you know, yeah, this does feel like a loss, but there's consolation and there's some kind of compensation that comes on the other side of this release. Because when we really choose to follow our hearts and the truth of our hearts, which is that fire test of truth, the transformation comes and it brings us that consolation, okay? You may be dealing with also somebody who has a strong Aquarius placement in their chart. This is reminding me of water bearer energy. There may have been something that came forward for you at the opening of August with that supermoon we had on August 1st, which was in Aquarius, okay? So August may have been a very important month for you. Again, you may be on the cusp. You may be a Cancer, Leo cusper. I think this message is really coming forward for those who have strong Leo placements in their chart, or who are dealing with a Leo or an Aquarius. These two signs coming forward very strongly. Okay, and we got the King of Pentacles looking in a new direction. Now, you could be the King of Pentacles, all right? This is all about dealing with this, you know, energy of the Pentacles. This is about something new that's ready to be manifested in your life through releasing an old cycle, okay? So we know the masculine is looking in a totally new direction. The feminine in this situation is like doing this release work, and on the other side of the release work is something that's really going to make them glad that they did this release, that they did this letting go, because there's some kind of beautiful, you know, wish fulfillment that is totally consolation and compensation on the other side of the letting go. Now the masculine's looking in a totally different direction. They're like, no, I know that my new beginning is elsewhere. I really see this shield almost like an Ace of Pentacles, okay? And that will see some fruition, some real solid fruition in the spring. But right now there's some work up ahead. I really feel that the sword of truth has already been drawn. This really gives me the energy of ready to, you know, use that sword married with the fire to, you know, have that activation point with the cauldron of Dagda, you know, really rooting it and bringing about the manifestation, which is when masculine, feminine get on the same page. So masculines, you may not have really felt on the same page with the feminine, okay? Pick what side you're on. And now you're at the place where you're like, no, you know, that feminine, that creative force that I'm meant to merge my energies with is elsewhere, okay? And you're getting set to head off in that direction. And this comes in with obedience, okay? Like, yes, you have to answer the call. Once you're in alignment with your truth, you can't ignore it. You have to follow your truth. That's what using your fire is all about. It's taking action in the direction that your truth is calling you in. 30:33 on the clock. This is very important for you. You're coming into alignment, mind, body, spirit, you know? This could be the person, if you're the feminine in this scenario, this could be your person that you're releasing. This is where they're heading off, and maybe this can help you understand the call, the challenge that you're being called to rise to, okay? It brings you blessings, it brings you wish fulfillment on the other side, but it's also this piece of understanding that the person that you're releasing, it frees them up as well to pursue their wish fulfillment, vice versa, okay? So there's a real mirroring energy going on here, and I know this is going to make sense to those of you receiving this read. We see that by answering the call of truth, okay, what comes through for both parties, masculine, feminine, in this process is harmony, peace, and a calming of anger. So there's this beautiful tempering that is occurring, and this beautiful tempering that comes in with the angel of temperance. And I just love this, okay? Maybe dealing with a Sagittarius as well, okay? Sagittarius does preside over this temperance card. You have a feeling of reconciliation and a regaining of favor from one who was offended, okay? So there's healing, there's peace, there's restoration that happens here too. And I feel even within this process where there's a letting go, there's a friendliness, there's an equanimity, there's a restoring of balance all around, all across the board. So it's like a win-win scenario. And this allows people to kind of like stop feeling so self-protective and like they have to like defend their quarter, you know, because there's just mutual harmony and agreement. With the Seven of Wands, before, we know there's more of a combative situation where people felt like they were being attacked, where they had to like defend their choices. They had to feel sort of isolated in that as well, because so many people had diverging opinions. But now there's a recognition that no, when we really support each other in living out our truth, everybody wins. This is the right spirit to enter into any kind of agreements with, okay? And this brings liberation, deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible. And when we're speaking of invisible enemies, we're speaking of the ways that we are our own worst enemy, that like Page of Swords energy, the way we sabotage ourselves. 33:11 on the clock. There are so many building blocks for coming into alignment in your read. So many building blocks for coming into alignment with your destiny. This is oh my gosh, 33:22 on the clock. Like, whoever you are meant to be with, you are going to align with that person, all right? That's coming in. Like, your true soulmate, that alignment is really happening, and it's being anchored in material reality for both of you. That's what's beautiful. You're going through a letting go process, but whoever you're letting go of, they are coming into alignment with who they are meant to come into alignment with. And you, in the letting go, you know, if pick what side you're on, you're also coming into alignment with the person you're meant to come into alignment with. This is very beautiful. This can even be happening within a relationship where maybe you were on the brink of, you know, ending a marriage, ending a relationship, ending a very close, dear friendship. And something shifts, something happens, and now you're coming into alignment again, all right? So it can be like this moment of waking up and realizing that you've been kind of caught up in a web of confusion, right? Wim Hof method, really work with this, all right? It's also the subconscious stuff. It's the repressed material, you know? And you may have had some of this really like rising to the surface. Your dream life may have been very active recently. You may have been processing some old childhood stuff, okay? But there's something really beautiful on the other side of this. Yeah, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Some of you are Leo Cancer cuspers, big time. Feminine, I'm picking up. Queen of Wands. You've been kind of hiding yourself. You haven't been letting yourself bring your fire forward and recognizing the power, the beauty, the magic, the brilliance, the drive, the ambition, the dreams you have that need to be unleashed, okay? And it's stop hiding in the shadows, you know, this energy, looking at it, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, you know, feather fan dancing. Feather fan dancing. I, you know, used to do burlesque. I've always continued to have a dream. I didn't get to do one particular performance that I really want to do, and sort of on my bucket list, where I want to go to New Orleans and I want to go down on Bourbon Street and I want to get on the stage and I want to do a feather fan dance. It's just something that's, it's related to a past life for me, okay? There's just something about it. It's just something I have to do, all right? But this is giving me that vibe, okay? There might be a need for you to really reclaim like some sacredness around your sexuality, your sensuality. Maybe you feel like that's something that sort of got damaged in the past. It's never damaged, okay? We can only allow it to be damaged if we allow others to have power over our sexual expression or sensuality. You know, you might even want to consider, I don't know, you know, taking some, there's online classes for burlesque, okay? You can even tune into YouTube on videos. I also have a wonderful resource for somebody. I'll pin them in the comments, okay? Eva Delicious. I used to dance at a lot of Eva D's productions, okay? She is very much about empowering women in their sensuality. And she's wonderful. And she'll really like guide you in the right way. So I don't know, it might be something you want to play with. It might be something you want to explore. All right. I don't know. Maybe I'll have Eva D on the broadcast. Okay. But I'm seeing this. It's like, come on, let your light shine. Like, bring your fire forward. It's okay. You know, maybe you're only used to dealing with your fire in a certain way, like wielding it like out of anger, frustration, you know. Maybe that's why you've had anger and frustration. Maybe that's why you've popped off. Maybe you've held your fire in too long. That's what happens if you like hold in your fire too long, or you feel like you don't have a right to like share that part of you. Like it gets pressurized and then it gets destructive. So you have to have an avenue for your fire. I don't know, I'm picking this up. I feel like you're in a little bit of a wallflower energy right now, and maybe you're not meant to be a wallflower. Maybe you're meant to be a bird of paradise. And there's something coming through there. I think that you need to look up bird of paradise, its flower language, and just, you know, do that research yourself. But it's coming in as like kind of like an energy for you to work with, this bird of paradise energy. There's something there for you, all right? I'm going to do a cut of the deck, and then I'm going to pull out some other cards for you. This is a really beautiful read. I'm loving what's coming through for you. It's very beautiful. The Magician. Yes, the generous God. Spiritual wisdom and magic helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. Do you see? You're going through an initiation, like you're leveling up. You are in the driver's seat. You are the creator at this point in your life. Whatever you want to make happen, you can. All right? And just like, you know, some difficult cycles you've been through in the past, you can turn it all to shit, you know, if you don't have yourself aligned in the correct way, which I don't think you're going to do that. It's like, been there, done that. I don't even have a t-shirt to show for it. You know, but it's time for you to maybe head in a new direction now, right? And create in a different way. And you're totally supported in this. It's just really beautiful energy. It's also working with that Aries energy. Again, Aquarian energy. Aries, Aquarius kind of like can both hold this magician energy. This is the initiatory energy. When we're looking at Aries, we're also looking at North Node right now. So this is all about you really stepping into your empowerment as the creator in your life and knowing you got everything you need to back you up. Like, I feel like where things have been really hard for you, things are about to start to get a lot easier, but it has everything to do with you letting go. Maybe you thought in the past, like, this makes things easier if I hold on to it for dear life, or if I try to like steer it, you know, and then you found like, it's sort of like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. You ended up in a ditch for a while. That chariot wasn't going anywhere, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, as you let go and as you started to trust more, you're like, wow, it's a lot easier if I just let myself be carried. And as I'm saying that, now the spider is starting to weep. You see what I'm saying? It's all interconnected, man. Spider medicine is coming in for you too. And if you're afraid of spiders, that's even more important medicine for you. I'll just share a little piece because it's relevant. Like I work with snake medicine, in particular, cobra medicine. It's something that came in for me. It's one of my life path totems. I have dreamt of cobras since I was a really little girl. Like they've always featured in my dreams. They've always interacted with me. But my mother was terrified of snakes. And because of that, I took that on. Isn't this interesting? The mother, and Cancer represents the mother, okay? So maybe there's something, some kind of fear that you've inherited from your mother that's affecting you right now. These stories, they come in a specific way for a specific reason, right? It might be something that's blocking your ability to manifest or create in your life the kind of life you want to be living, okay? So pay attention to this. So the thing about snake medicine is it's about imbibing a bit of the poison to arrive at the cure. It's a transmutational energy. Interesting, with the cure, I just thought of that song Lullaby, because it starts with the, in the beginning, it talks about the letter S. It starts with S. There's that, like that snake quality, that snake medicine. The cure, lullaby. Okay, I'll put that in your comments too. There might be some key there. There might be some key there that relates to childhood. You should really look up the inspiration behind that song. What inspired Robert Smith to write that song? It's pertinent in your situation. Okay, there might be something that you're transmuting here in relation to that. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling throat blockage. I'm also feeling it in my belly. This like this emptiness in the belly, like hungry belly. Oh, there's something here that needs to be digested. As you digest this, you're going to find your truth is just unlocked and your purpose is activated. It's super important for you. Your read is super deep, man. It's like the hidden secrets are going to come up. I feel like you're going to have, hold on a minute. Repressed material is about to come up for you. Just be prepared. It's okay. Like you'll be totally supported in it. And if you feel like it's too much for you, make sure you got like therapeutic support. All right. Don't be afraid. It's the key to your freedom. It's the key to your release. All right. So essential for you. It's going to put you in alignment with your purpose, and it's going to really help everything come together for you. But it might be a little like, you know, you might have a lot of emotional release that comes up around it as this stuff clears out of your consciousness. But it's going to make you more and more clear, and it's really like releasing the burdens, and this is what opens up manifestation for you. So my mother had a supreme fear of snakes, and yet snakes have always been like around me, like everywhere around me. In fact, several times in my life, I've been chased by like blue racers. If you've never been chased by a blue racer, it's a pretty wild experience. Like they rear up and then they're so fast. And they chase you, and there's just these little things, and they're harmless, you know, they're not poisonous, but man, they'll terrify you with the way they chase you. And I have also, you know, just constantly from the time I was really little, like even in my neighborhood, there was a teenage boy, you know, in the neighborhood, and he had a big like python, and he used to like go and chase all the kids with it and scare them with this python. I was petrified of snakes because I just took on like my mom's perception of it. And I saw him coming toward me one day, and I had to pretend like I was not scared. And I sort of like beat him to the punch, you know. There's something going on here. It has something to do with the way the masculine and the feminine is interacted in your life. There's something here, okay? Pay attention, 4433, there's something here. So I beat him to the punch, and I saw him coming. I knew his designs. I knew that he wanted to mess with me. I knew he wanted to like get under my skin. I knew he wanted to intimidate me. So I sort of like cut it off at the pass. And here I am. I was 5 years old at the time, all right? And I walked right up to him with this big old python. I said, "Ooh, I love your snake. Can I pet it, please?" He was shocked. I totally like threw him off center. He didn't know what the heck was going on. And he kind of like looked at me weird. And he said, you want to pet my snake? And I said, please, can I love your snake? Your snake is so beautiful. Can I pet your snake, please? And he's like, yeah. And I did. And I was terrified, but I just pet the snake. I pet the snake and then I said, thank you. And he never bothered me with that snake, ever, 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 ever. Never bothered me with that snake. Many years later, I got into belly dance, okay? Surrounded by snakes all the time. There's so many snake dancers in the belly dance community. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this medicine keeps coming up for me. I've been dreaming about it my whole life. It's my totem. Like, at what point do I have to recognize that my fear is holding me back from really owning my medicine? And I was at a belly dance festival. It's no longer in play, but the belly dance festival was called Tribal Fest. And Ananda was there, and she has snakes, Ananda Ray, and she has snakes, and she teaches people about snake medicine. And she has this troupe of dancers, and they dance with snakes. It's a big thing out of, you know, the Bay Area in California. And I was there, and one of the women who dances with Ananda had this snake Khaleesi, and Khaleesi wanted to come to me. And Khaleesi is a beautiful white python with almost like these real subtle, like green mark, just gorgeous, gorgeous snake. And I was really intimidated. And Kyla looked at me, and that's the woman who was holding the snake, holding Khaleesi, and said, she wants to come to you. Are you okay holding her? And before I could even answer, Khaleesi was just like on the move. And Khaleesi went and started to wrap around my arms. And so I just kind of like, I guess I'm going to learn how to hold snake medicine today. And I just totally like gave myself over to it. And I like closed my eyes and I went internal and I got real quiet and I got real still and I got real calm. And Khaleesi wrapped herself around me like a figure 8 around my wrists. So I'm sitting there like this. And Khaleesi's around my wrists. And I'm just breathing, I'm closing my eyes and I'm very still. And this is what's required for snake medicine. People don't understand this about snake medicine. It's about the subtlety, because snakes pick up things vibrationally. Snakes have their bellies real close to the earth, so they're very in touch with the mother, with the earth mama energy, okay? And you cannot work with snake medicine if you are not subtle. And it was 4808 on the clock, so I don't know, Hawaii connection coming in there. That's an 808 area code, you know, comes in around Hawaii for me. It's also like it comes up on the internet as like not found, you know, site not found. Like, so maybe there's some piece, like there's something about some kind of empowerment that you're meant to connect with that you can't connect with because you haven't found it yet. And I'm giving you a key right now and telling you this story that's going to help you find that empowerment and maybe connect it to Hawaii in some way, which is very interesting. But 808 is also a sign. It's an angel number about you're on the right track. Keep going. Okay. Just as I said that 49 on the clock, that's 13. That's a power number for me with double zeros. Oh, you're getting some real mana right now for your empowerment. Pay attention. Okay. So I just stayed there, and it was such a trip because I felt Khaleesi like enter my bloodstream. I can't explain it. Now the spider is dropping down. The spider is starting to weave more of the web as I'm talking about this. Do you see how the energy interrelates with each other? So, you know, I dropped in with Khaleesi and I felt Khaleesi in my blood. And I will tell you, to this day, I still can feel Khaleesi. If I want to feel Khaleesi, all I have to do is close my eyes and remember that moment of Khaleesi just laying there so quietly, so steadily, like a figure 8 around my wrist, and I will feel her in my blood. It's the most beautiful empowerment, and it gives me so much peace and so comfort. This thing I used to have fear about was transformed into nothing but pure healing, love, sweetness. It's just like the most beautiful juju, okay? And I feel like that's what you're in the process of right now. It's something that at one point was so fear stricken, so shadowy, so ugly, and it's like being taken up out of the muck, and it's like being shined in the light. It's like the lotus, no mud, no lotus, and you're at the lotus. That's what's coming in for you. And it's like making me emotional as I'm tapping into it because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like you're in the place of alchemy, 50:55 on the clock. It's aligning you with your purpose. Like everything that you want is on the other side of letting go of this fear. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. What is the bottom of the deck? Your strength on the other side. Oh my gosh, this read is too much. This read is too much. This is like so gorgeous. I'm leaving this off here. I'm leaving this off here. I was going to like pull out other cards. Oh my gosh, look at my mirror. It's like it's toppled over. It's like, yes, you're like deflecting the energy from the past. Like, okay, we're releasing that. And now you can see yourself accurately. Now you can see yourself clearly. Do you see yourself clearly now? Do you see yourself clearly now? You are loved. You're worthy of love. And it's waiting for you on the other side of this trust fall. Did you hear that? Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Happy flight.